should motivate, should be able to motivate their followers to perform as much as possible by the but the leader should have the motivation. These people, so that he or she should be able to motivate others to perform it, but to the best of their talents. Then with that background information, we will try to go with this lesson using these learning outcomes. Or different areas we are going to touch in this lesson now. First, we have defined that. I explained that. Then the psychological process of motivation can be identified with the diagram. Then first we can have two types of motivation. Two types of motivation. These are types of motivation. But types of motivation and theories. Those are considered basic. Two types of motivational theories. Then motivation variable is highly relevant to job satisfaction variables. But two different things who are connected. Not only these two, we have to consider some other dimensions like performance, then motivation, satisfaction together in a process. Those are actually described in process theories of motivation. Process theory, second category of theories of motivation. Right, when we do these, you will realize that. Therefore, it's a dynamic process. But till we die, we try to engage in our motivational process. Time to time. But sleeping is motivation, motivated in that way, in life. All of us, mostly. It's another need. Sleep is another need. So that we can live, no? Right? Do others satisfy other needs. Right? I'm not there, no? Because I'm not there, Therefore, our motivation process starts by considering and satisfying needs, different levels of needs. Right? So, we need satisfy. We are trying to satisfy needs by fulfilling different modes. To satisfy a need, we need to fulfill different modes of goals. In this lesson, work motivation, employee motivation, we have to consider the fulfillment of job-related goals by us to satisfy our human needs. To satisfy our common needs, we have to do a job. But doing a job is not only the thing, no? People are doing businesses. It is also part of a job, entrepreneurial job. But some have generated money, then they do nothing. Spending those money. But anyhow, forget about the job, doing a job or not. As human beings, we always try to consider and satisfy needs till we die. But through as a process. That process is called as the motivational process. It's psychological in nature. But there are external factors affecting that. That is called extrinsic motivation. Other one is the internal factors affecting our motivation. That is intrinsic motivation. Those are the two types of motivation. This is a picture, cartoon picture of a motivated worker or a happy worker. The motivated worker's behavior looks like that. Right. Because the motivation in this term has come with the Latin term. With the Latin term. Most words have come from Latin now. Latin words. This has also come from a Latin term, motiver. Motiver. M-O-T-E-R-E. Sorry, M-O-T-I-V-E-R-E. Motiver. The meaning is, as mentioned, as depicted there, whatever Latin term initial meaning is to tell our behavior, move our behavior. That work on it shows in the picture as he is moving or ending his behavior. Jumping on it, moving. Yeah, that's how the motiver Latin term should be understood, no, in that meaning. Right. Even practically it happens. No? We try to focus our behavior to perform, or job, to organization, to job. That's the idea behind the basic idea behind the motivation. But here a very formal definition was given. The simple meaning of motivation is to move our behavior to perform, or our willingness or consideration to make an effort to do a job or to do a task. That's the simple idea of motivation. The individual workers or individual persons' willingness to make an effort. You also have, no, I also have. Because without motivation, you may not attend the class on a particular day. Early in the morning, it should come to your mind. There is a Sri Lanka class to be. These subjects we taught. Those lecturers would come to the class. Therefore, like cue forms, like cues or motivators, those should come to your mind. Then you will begin to get ready. Come in the class, come in the work, go in the work. Likewise, behind any activity, task performance, this is there in the person mind. Right. That's the willingness, no? Willingness to do, make an effort. Making effort only the motivation. Still, no performance. Motivation is dissimilar to performance and satisfaction. It comes in the early stage to the mind. Right. It involves many activities, waking up, preparation, brushing face, maybe the breakfast, and then camp. Right. Maybe the breakfast. Those should come to your mind. Then it means you are trying to show your willingness to make an effort in a particular task, particular activity. Right. That's how our motivation should be understood in a simple way, in a practical way. But the red color words in that slide present a very formal definition about motivation. It means the provision or creation of stimuli, incentives or factors and work environments. Right. That enable workers or people to perform best of their talents, abilities. Right. Then here three things should be provided as per this definition by managers or by organization to their employees. Managers are also employees. Managers are the managerial employees. Therefore, this definition is below to them also, given for senior managers. Therefore, work motivation is the provision of stimuli, incentives, and working environment by the organization, right? For its people to perform to their best of abilities, best of competence, best of knowledge, skills, abilities, and other things. Therefore, first thing is coming from the organization side. It should provide these things adequately. Then only it should expect motivation or willingness of workers to do the job and the performance. Right. Therefore, this is a two-way process. Two-way process as per this definition. These elements. Stimuli are the cues, psychological considered by the worker. Cue, positive. But it may happen negatively, then demotivation happen. No? The motivation, negative side. It's a neutral thing. Satisfaction is also a neutral thing. No, other side of satisfaction is what? Dissatisfaction. Motivation or demotivation. Right. It means the level of providing or creating stimuli, incentives, and work environment all as a whole. Through that, the workers may try to make an effort. They try to motivate to perform in their jobs or in their tasks. But in our day-to-day life also, this definition is applicable to us. As it is, we consider stimulus and external benefits as well as the particular environment. Then considering all three, we try to make an effort toward us. Because saving is a task. Jangan dia ni baru kita ni, ada dia ni, apa dia ni, baru dia ni, dia ni banyak kerja ni, kalau itu, tadi dia ni. Then all the activity can be analyzed through this, the provision of the stimuli, factors, and the particular surrounding environment. Right. Then after that only, the organization should expect the maximum results from and other behaviors from workers. First, they have to ensure that these are provided, created to the employees. After that only, the organizations can think of enhancing the performance to employees. Therefore, if any performance error happens to workers, the first blame should go to the organization. It should check whether it has provided these things adequately to the worker at that time. Right. That's why this is the leading. It's a good leadership character. Leadership requirement. Successful leaders try to motivate and inspire people without command. That's how we compare managing and leading. Otherwise, managers cannot get the maximum results. Only they are showing the result orientation. But that should be done by motivating and inspiring their workers. Right. That's the explanation. Okay, such motivation can be given. Right. Will you get new points today about this? So, the next 16 points discussed earlier. About motivation. You have done targets, maybe doing SIMA targets, some other programs. Is this the only way you have considered this for motivation? Any other different views about motivation? Right. But anyhow, this influences our behavior and the performance. No doubt in that. Sometimes earlier you might only consider the factors, motivational factors or incentives, as the only determining factors of our motivation. There is only part, no? But as a rational worker, he considers non-incentives as well, but cues in environment. Right. Now, people are much considering the surrounding environment to motivate environment. That's why they should provide good environment market their services. Some cameras environment තමයි queues තියෙනවා. ඒ දෙකම නෑ environment හොඳ නෑ. කෑමත් හොඳ නෑ. නමුත් මිනිස්සු උන්ට කතා කරන්නේ නා වෙනවා. ඒකට තමයි බාඩ් එක ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒත් නා වෙනවා. communications interactions relationship ඒකට දොරක් දැන. නමුත් වඩාද නම දෙනවා. relationships the service or product quality then environment. Then your business would be very competitive. The market. Yeah, motivation is already there as an employee. It involves everything, all the way from maybe as a manager, as a businessman, as a professional, as a sportsman. Right? Maybe as a consumer, the motivation involves in all the roles. As a husband, wife, father, mother, children, sister, brother, motivation on. Because all the time we try to consider the need there to satisfy. In different roles. Right, role playing the performance here. The role play and performing. Performing role play maybe as a customer, as a consumer, and as a manager, or as a senior manager, as a middle manager, as a businessman, as a doctor, as a driver. The role play that's the meaning of performing. Then it needs motivation to do that. Number one is motivation, but we have to have abilities, skills also. Then the environment, opportunities. Driver underwear traffic people, yeah, the road should be clear, then only you can drive. Then without the driving license, we can't do that. That ability should be there. But above these two, but mostly matters motivation. You have to do that happily, with a sense. That is very important. The laws that can create a lot of problems for a driver accidents. With no motivation, no confidence, we may be much vulnerable to an accident. And motivation. Motivation in note. Confident is not. Nothing grant. Partially love. Motivation. That's the motivation means he should feel the harmony. Otherwise, coincidence no. We have that's the role of power of motivation. Right. Then this is the 4-step cycle of motivation, process of motivation. As I said, it starts by considering a need or an expectation or a requirement or a problem by the person. But you have to consider all these with the employee for an employee, for a worker in an organization. But beyond that, this is applicable for any role play. Right. First one is to play the role. We should know that consider the need of that, or expectation, or problems, or a gap. Right. Then after that, as a human being, we try to find out the alternatives or different behavioral actions to deal with. Right. Then through this, we will try to identify desired goals or desired goals to fulfill our behavior. That is called fulfillment. Then once that happens, automatically it is to satisfy the, not fulfilling, satisfy the initially identified need or the expectation. Right? So then Vipassana අපිට තියෙන IT coordinate නේ. අපිට කරන්න පුළුවන්. ice cream එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. sun crash එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකෙත් තියෙන එක එක varieties නේ. සමහරවට green apple, red apple, passion, orange, grapes, different modes. Coca-Cola, mega, medium, body, can. Biar dia miliardernya sedikit, right? Kalau rewardnya gede, nanti Red Bull lagi mereka lama juga tahu kan. Right, kalau ada template kerja boleh. Nah, itu mereka mana? Kita gimana boleh? Right. Sudah boleh nih. Ada classes yang tak benar. Brand dia juga. Jadi mau nih. Kalau change kawan nih, kok punya kan dia. Biasa kita lagi prepare tim kita, mereka kasih kuliah kita, mereka kan no. So the energy that is burned through the action, no harmful much. The event needs to burn that, kill that. Right. Anyhow, that's how the motivation process of us should be understood. No, starting from a need, it starts and ends with the need. But there are some other 3 steps in between. The behavioral research, goals, which are similar to the different identifying different ways of fulfilling the need. Different ways of fulfilling the need. Different alternatives. Different alternatives there. Right. Then we will evaluate and select the best one. But over time, we may do changes in that. First job would be a trial and error job. Later, we will try for a better job to establish in that. Right. That is to satisfy the need, maybe ego need or physiological need. The job is initially found for our survival. Jadi memang kan mereka tidak nektar ni, dia lalu tiba-tiba ada orang asal Malaysia ada mana geran ini. Sudah mana geran itu ayu utama mungkin ada juga bagian. Then we try to satisfy fulfill. After that we will try to select better job. Right. Then all knowing that we are doing the thing, but later we will try for a better job. Then we have different needs. No? Maybe to achieve the promotional needs. Right. That level of consideration may be different. We have secured already survival. Now the survival right? Cost of living can go up, then the current job cannot fulfill them. At this you may find a better job. But anyhow, this need consideration and need fulfillment happens all the time in motivation process. Any other questions about the first learning outcomes? First, the 2 learning outcomes, defining the motivation and explaining the motivation process. Any other questions? Yeah. But all these are considered psychological. Manasin tama karan. Manasin. Kaya toy mante manasin karan. Psychological. Right, then we are here to identify the 2 types of motivation. I already explained them. What are the 2? How to identify these 2? We have to consider the involved underlying factors of motivation or underlying incentives that motivate us. There are 2 types of factors or incentives, so benefits or rewards. What are the 2? extrinsic goal, externally considered factors and internally considered factors. You know, external level, internally consider psychologically. Right. Then these external factors can be considered as tangible factors or observable factors or touchable factors, such as salary, benefits, allowances, job security, right? Possess leadership style, interactions with others, then contract of service, the work environment, work conditions, the facilities given, all can be tangible. All tangible resources leading to our motivation can be considered as the intrinsic motivation, first type of motivation. Right. Okay, all are tangible. Right. Then all workers then try to consider these tangible rewards first. Right? But as human beings, we also try to consider our non-tangible needs also, or psychological needs also. What are the examples for that? The opportunities given by the organization or managers to utilize our skills that cannot be seen in no actual opportunity. We can't touch that. Then love, belonging, achievement orientations, appreciations, recognitions, respect. But the particular behavior can be observed, but respect cannot be seen, touched. Those psychological attack factors, which are not much observable, can be considered as the intrinsic motivation. In medium and long term, all workers try to consider these aspects, not only the shortly considered physiological factors. But practically both are considered together, interchangeable. वाहने करता है अभी आदमी ने वो करने को नहीं है ट्रांसपोर्टेशन लेकर नहीं है आधे वाहने पे दुबक पर एक मध्य बन रहे हैं ये क्वालिटी कलर prestige those are psychological factors we consider in buying a product they cannot have an and see any sila kan kita tanya ini barang ni kita ke barang देखिए बोलना कि भी साउथ या साउथ दिए नहीं करा तो लेकिन तो दैन वाकन जरूर सीखते हैं तुझसे नहीं करा वाले कड़े पेंट या तो तब यार ने बोला देवी करा देख बोलो सब तैसे सीखा दो ठीक है ना senior as a Damodaran, we never learn. Therefore, practically, we consider these two types of factors together in an attempt. Right. I don't know what I say. Study with the name, but I think reputation. Reputation. Name. These are one of the opportunities that name is about. Those are intrinsic factors. The program still gives opportunities, a lot of opportunities for candidates, students to develop their careers. That's why you have selected this area of business management, and they are also chartered for accountancy. But these comes under financial management. Then you have to have your ambitions in the financial management area. Not merely in accounting area. Okay, that's how the two types of motivation. Consider intrinsic, both are match interchangeable by us. Because the intrinsic considerations involve the behavioral aspects, much behavioral aspects. Then Extrinsic factors involve much non-behavioral aspects. Non-behavioral aspects. But they are defined not looking at the behavior and non-behavioral, by looking at the observable, non-observable, and non-observable manners. Defined. But you can identify examples in such a way. Right now, we have come to the middle point, the different theories of motivation or different models of motivation. Right, there are two types of them. But the first type contain theories of motivation. Contain theories of motivation. Contain process theories can be identified in another topic also. But our topic is motivation. Therefore, we have to use that word also. Contain theories of motivation. Second one, process theories of motivation. Right. Then first we have to consider content theories. What they do, they help us to understand what are the motivators of us. So what are the factors motivating us? They try to answer this question. What motivates individual workers? Right. Those are the same two types of motivational factors in the previous slide. Intrinsic factors and extrinsic factors. Right. But we have to identify different theories presented under this category. Yeah? From Maslow's hierarchy to blah. Right. Then process theories of motivation try to describe or explain the dynamic patterns of our motivation, dynamic relationships of variables in our motivation process. Right. Then there are some diagrams to understand it. Right. Then first we will consider popular four motive content theories. This is the list. Hierarchy needs theory introduced by Abraham Maslow. Hierarchy theory introduced by Alderfer. It's an extension of the first one, not a new theory. It's a reproduction of the first one. The pioneer theory of motivation is the first one. Needs hierarchy of Maslow. Third one, two-factor theory of Hertzberg. It's a strain theory. Third one, fourth one, achievement motivation theory or three needs theory of McLellan. He has introduced three needs. Right. Okay, one by one we will consider with the figures of them. Right. Hierarchy in a triangle we can identify. In a pyramid we can identify 5 common needs. We all have considered. These are common 5 needs for all of us, each of us. Right. What are those 5? You have to add the term needs up here. All these are needs mentioned in 5 levels. Needs. First one is physiological, not psychological. Physiological, baudical. Physiological needs. Second, safety. Safety needs. COVID का लोगों का medical. लोग हैं health and safety. Then social needs. Then esteem or self care and plan. Self-esteem. Self-esteem needs. The last one, self-actualization needs. Self-actualization needs. Those are the 5 needs introduced by Maslow in his needs hierarchy, right? Are these the considered 5 leaves by you? They are. Oh, they are. They are not. Are you considering all these, all 5 leaves? Or not? Yeah, we all are considering this, right? But not in this pyramid way all the time. Right. Then you can jot down some examples, like different factors considered to satisfy each level of needs. Right. Then some factors we considered to satisfy the physiological needs. Already mentioned, but now you have to identify them in these five levels. Like what are the physiological factors in a job environment? Salaries. Before that, you can write down it, no? Or put numbers and accordingly write down this. The number 1 goes here, right? Comes here. That's a physiological one. 2, 3, 4, 5. Like pyramid way, you have to identify it. Like salaries, allowances, then fringe benefits, fringe. Fringe benefits, then bonuses, yeah, the financial factors, no? There can be other non-financial factors also, no? In physiology. Work conditions, then sanitary facilities, food and beverage. The factor බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා නේද? ඇන්ටිත් දිනවනේ නේද අපිට? තුනට වගේ නේ 10ට මේක මේ වෙනවා ඒකේ මොටිවේෂන් physiological need එක. නැත්නම් අපි කඩෙන් හරි ගන්නවා නේද? ඒ වෙලාවට. දැන් වත් නෙස්ටි ගන්නේ නෙස්ටි ජස්ට් අපි මත ඒක කරන්නේ මොකද දැන් then isotope. The environment is very hot, isotope. Full and නෙස්ටි එකයි නේ. That's the ice cream. All are examples for the factors used to satisfy the physiology. අතව ඉතින් මේ කියනවා මේකක් කමන්නේ නේ මේ නැත්තම් පස්සේ අඩබනේ දැනගත්තා. Sexual needs. ඒවත් වෙනවා then. But love goes to the third one. Love. All these physiological factors are used to satisfy our 5 senses. 5 senses. Panchindriya. Panchindriya පිළිමට යොදන සාධක තමයි physiological factors. Physiological need. මනස නෙවෙයි යා. මනස උඩට යන්නේ. Right. හරිනේ. එහෙම දැනගත්තාම නැත්තම් factors එහෙම කිව්වොත් අනිත්‍යවත් වෙනවා. safety කියන එකත් තුනේ survival එක. So මේ ටික ඉන්නේ අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම to satisfy our 5 senses. Right. Then safety needs. What are the examples? Health, security. Then job security. Then workplace security. Security की एक है workplace security. Then environmental security. It is now endangered, no? Environmental safety, especially in other countries, no? That aircraft, it is unsafe. There are a lot of environmental things to aircraft flights. These days, no? There are a lot of incidents. Recent one is what? San Francisco in USA. Right. Because now aircraft manufacturers and even airlines should rethink of the environmental threats to aircrafts, the flights. It is not a new thing, already considered, but now they have to have new measures. Right. In South Korea, there's also environment and fire. Then the weather conditions, no, may affect them. Then typhoons, even animals, flying birds, may hit them. That is a part of environment. May British make a part of the Sao Paulo, Brazil, Sunday, lightning key. No people there, fortunately. In a video, light taken a camera point. That is part of environment, environmental threats. Then I said that no, and environment. Now years to come, you will already have one. The natural environment may dominate the external environment. No? Now these things are happening. When I read news, that comes to my mind. Right? Because we can't change, influence the green environment at all unless we try to obey it. Right. In years to come, the dominant role would be very high of the natural environment. Not only on the aircraft, but in all other efforts. Right. Those are the factors or considerations to deal with the safety needs. Right. Then we should live in a disease-less environment, accident-less workplace, hazard-less workplace and environments. Right. Therefore, in HRM, no, these are considered in different HR functions. Health and safety management. Health and safety management. Right. Right. Third one is the social needs. Some writers call this as love and belonging needs. Then, therefore, in a bracket, you can rename that as love and belonging. Belonging na liyan ko lang, you completed A-level English also now. With added English also. Love and belonging needs. Therefore, the two can be considered as examples for two factors used to social needs. But there are many others. Group, team, all are coming in. Group work, teamwork, intergroup development, team interaction, team spirit, relationships, affiliations, networking, all come here as a means used to satisfy the social needs. Love, belonging, affiliation, relatedness, connections, networking, all are coming here. Which are massively considered today, no? By nations, by societies, by countries, by organizations. We try to hold, no? We school here, we school there. I am working in this organization. Invariably, all talks are trying to satisfy the social needs. Social needs. They try to communicate the belonging needs. I belong to this organization. I belong to that school. I belong to this family. I belong to this city or this village. All talks are trying to disseminate this need, social need. Photo එක selfie ගන්න එක social media එක වෙන්නයි. Selfie ගන්න ඉබදන එකකදී ඊළඟ Facebook වල ඒව දාන්න. That is to show your social need. හැබැයි ඒකේ මේ psychological need එකකුත් fulfill වෙනවා. Social need ම නෙවෙයි. You try to satisfy your esteem needs as. අනිත් අය අවධානය ගන්නත් බෑ. recognition. එහෙම දාන්න. සමහරවිට මේ ටිකක් නැතිවෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. right? මොකද තව කෙනෙක් මොනවා හරි කරොත් වැරදිලා තමයි ටිකට වෙන්නේ. There are disadvantages also, right? But people will not consider them, no? They will consider the performance of individuals differently. Right. The restaurant self-esteem need. The last two are very psychological in nature. Social need they can partly physiological, partly psychological. It's a melody. And teamwork is like physiological ekut denawa, nata safety ekut denawa, psychological ekut denawa. Melody social level ye everything. Right? Then some esteem-oriented examples should be given here. What are those? Respect. Respect of others. Then your status need. Then appreciations. Recognitions. Ego. Then dignity. Or in abstract. Those are used by individuals to satisfy the esteem need, self-esteem need, ego, job status, family status, professional status, right? Those teenagers, right? Dignity, respect, recognition, appreciations, self-efficacy. Efficacy, yeah, not self-fulfillment. It goes to the last one. Self-efficacy, which are required to be a successful leader or successful businessman. So these are also required. Not bad things. These are required for organization also, not reputation, glory, or goodwill. These are intangible assets in accounting. Intangible assets. Are there intangible needs again? Intangible. Accountants are intangible assets. Goodwill. And there are different standards also, no? To treat this. International standards, local standards. Right. Last one, self-actualization. That's the self-fulfillment of individuals. But people try to select their different pathways. Some are using education. In that also different disciplines. We are in management. Some are using businesses for entrepreneurship. Then sports, politics to go to the maximum level. Then becoming dream to be a CEO or a company chairman would be one example. Self-fulfilling, right? But the factors can be identified in these words, such as achievement orientation, challenge, self-fulfillment, advancement, personal growth, career growth. Those are some examples. Achievement orientation, responsibility status, all are considered by writers here. Or vision, determination, personal vision, determination. There is some other imaginations, all can be considered here. enjoy with the sea or mountains. We still have the but recently on Sri Lanka, no, like the Vincent Mountain in Antarctica, it's a profession. It may be another fulfillment, no, great achievement of him. That's the self-fulfillment. Good example of this of him. He has done before some clients in Everest and all these are examples for the fulfillment record, world records. We also should be happy about it, no? It helps Sri Lanka to be recognized by the world, no? In such a way. Miss World, the second place, recently. Miss World, Miss World. This is World. Second place, right? Those are self-fulfillment, self-achievements. The Galle, හැකියාව නේද? කොයි දෙයක් බලන්න අඩුයිද? ඔබ යන්න තමයි යන්න සිලෙක්ට් වෙන්න තමයි ඔක්කොම යන්න බෑ නේද? දෙකෝන කියන්නේ හොඳයි. ඉස්සර රෝසි සේනානායකයම ගත්තා නේ. පොඩි කාලේ. රෝසි. This is world. විශ්වවිද්‍යාල මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකන් බේස් දෙකේ කියන්නේ නේද? මේ කේසස් එක වගේ ඉන්දියාවේ කියන්නේ මේ රිලීස් වුණා. It is not coming. But it was withdrawn, no? Due to one reason. Withdrawn. Right, all these are examples for the self-fulfillment. There's Sangat he went for the referee level. The Madhugal had a record, no? Be the most appointed referee in cricket, world referee in cricket, Ranjan Madhugal. Those are the self-fulfillment achievements in that sports area. The Sangat Jayasuriya. But they have to continue that. No? They have to give their service to the current team. But these days, our team is not performing with these matches. That was true. Then the pioneers introduced by Maslow, right, have been divided into three by Alderman. That's the only change he has done. But that is also part of innovation. Then that's why this has been considered as a new theory, ERG theory about motivation. The same one can be reclassified 10% in a new way, better way. That is also another way, part of innovation, no? Right. Then the first letters of the words can be taken to name this theory. ERG theory. E means existence. The physiological and safety needs in the Maslow's hierarchy can be taken here. The similar examples of factors also can be taken here. Then I can finish explaining that. You may consider the first two needs and the given factors. They are to deal with the existent needs mentioned here by algebra. Right. Then the social needs and the given examples of factors can be taken here to deal with the relatedness needs mentioned in this theory. No changes. Then the last two needs, esteem, actualization, and the given factors can be taken here, to deal with the growth needs mentioned in this theory. The growth can we have to grow psychology. That is meant as the growth. But we should consider physical fitness also. Both should be considered. Right. But which are considered in the lower level. The psychological growth, right, is considered in the top level as the growth lead, third level. Right. Those words are mentioned, no? Self-esteem, self-actualization should be considered together. Here, physiological safety mentioned in that triangle are also considered. Right here, social needs can be considered as the relatedness. Oh, then this can be given there as an example, relatedness as a factor. But in this theory, it is a variable, second variable. But that's how you can consider all these in a different way. Right. This diagram can be used to understand the Hertzberg two-factor theory. Then what should be done? To have a break, shall we go another half an hour? Better, no? Right. We have to have a quiz also, no? This is the 9th quiz, not before the last. We thought of having 10 quizzes. Then on the next day also we have a quiz. After that, no quizzes, but you should attend the classes, huh? Even not quizzes on the other days. Otherwise, you can't get the knowledge without coming here. I don't have class to continue this. Right. Hertzberg's two-factor theory. Right. What are the two factors? Two factors are identified as the factors leading to job satisfaction, or factors leading to employee satisfaction. The other factors are not factors leading to dissatisfaction, but factors preventing or safeguarding our dissatisfaction. That's the way those factors should be identified. Then writers call those factors are left side factors are as hygiene factors. Hygiene. Hygiene. H-Y-G-I-E-N-E. Hygiene factors. So the one code use kara nawa bhi padegi that. Then I am telling you. Right. In a bracket, but a small modification should be done. In bracket, these factors can be considered as hygiene factors. Hygiene. In Sinhala, they are called as Swasthata Sadhaka. Swasthata, Sinhala Amar, hygiene is. Swasthata Sadhaka. अभी किधर गया लोग कहीं ना hygiene दिए ना ने मुझसे गया दिए ना washroom में गया दिए ना ये वाले hygiene दिए ना because people are expecting that for survival होटल लेकर गया दिए ना कैसे लेकर गया दिए ना hygiene दिए का आवश्यक है सनीपा रक्षा hygiene ना hygiene factors are the factors preventing the worker from the dissatisfaction, job dissatisfaction. Right. ඒකින්ද මේ මෙතන හදන්න අපි we should not put an adjective for these variables in a model. In a neutral way, the variable should be named there. Right? Good, bad, poor, but that can be tested with the data for a situation. But model should be presented in a neutral way. Right. Therefore, you can say pay or compensation, work conditions, even promotions are recognized here. Promotions, benefits, job security. There's another one, rules, policies and administration is also considered here. Company policies and administration, organizational policies and administration. These are hygiene factors. As per this theory, as per proof factor theory. Right, then you have to consider this sentence. When these factors are optimal, when they are given adequately, optimal level, job dissatisfaction will be eliminated. Not eliminated actually, job dissatisfaction will be minimized. Minimized. That's the human nature, no? The human cannot be satisfied at the 100%. As per our religion, I know only Buddhism. Not other religions. Even Buddhism, very little. However, these factors do not increase job satisfaction. That is what Herzberg say. This theory says. Therefore, you can put a question mark. But practically, we can't say so, no? When you look at the factors, compensation, salaries, work conditions, it may be highly considered for our satisfaction, no? Even today. But theory says they are not increasing satisfaction, but preventing dissatisfaction. That's what the theory says. Right. But you can do a comment against this. But you can modify the way theory has been presented in a diagram. You have to show as it was presented. But later on, you can give your own comments. Right. Sometimes you can challenge that point. Right. Then here factors leading to satisfaction, which are considered in a bracket as motivational factors. They are here motivational factors. Right. Then you may disregard these adjectives. Then first one can be leadership practice, managerial relationship. Managerial means manager-worker relationship, recognition, advancement, personal growth, feedback and support, direction and objectives. All are, most of them are intrinsic factors. Intrinsic. Most of these are, although most of these are, those are extrinsic factors. But we identified in a particular slide before, right? But there's another statement here, no? It says that when these factors are optimal or high, job satisfaction will be increased. That is correct. We need to do a revision. Yeah. Definitely, if these factors are given, workers' satisfaction will go up. It said that these factors are not increasing job satisfaction. But all of them even can increase our satisfaction. But as per the theory, that's the decision. The reason is this theory might be carried out learnable, maybe in the American countries. Some writers say that the Herzberg has only interviewed executive level employees, executive and managerial level employees. Even now, if you go and do a study, the results, answers would be different. Right? Because all of them much, even now US is very cost of living is high now. Therefore, all workers, even Donald Trump, may try to increase money. Even Elon Musk, all are trying to increase the wealth. Otherwise, they can't survive. Right. But you have to present the theory in the presented way. Right, in between, there are some buzzwords, no, like employee fulfillment, employee commitment, employee engagement. Why these have been presented in the central position? I feel that if organizations can provide both the factors, right, in a balanced way, in such a situation, they can achieve those results. Worker fulfillment, worker commitment, or those can be enhanced. That's how I feel. Right. But then both the extrinsic, intrinsic factors should be provided adequately. Then only those worker results or behaviors can be achieved. Right. If you question them, they will answer in such a way. We expect both the factors from our job. Then our expectations can be fulfilled. They will answer in that way. Or else their commitment cannot be asked from them, but you have to observe their commitment. Sometimes they also may answer, they are committed workers. Sometimes you have to ask their managers, no? To know about their commitment, workers' commitment. But engagement can be observed from workers or managers, from both, even from outsiders. You can ask, you can get information. Because even the customers can give some information about work engagement. But they don't know how they work. But looking at the customer satisfaction, you can assess them. If customers are satisfied, then you can say workers are also engaged properly to respond customers. That's how your final project report should be carried out. These critical thinking in research is somewhat required, even to do a small project report. But these models can be tested, no, in your project. Most students, even undergrad students, try to test the Herzberg two-factor theory in a work setting. Right. In a similar way, I think they are finding information to say that even the left-handed factors may determine employee satisfaction directly. But you have to do an analysis. You have to provide data. Then you have to select an industry. Sometimes a new workforce category like software workers in the software development industry. That's how you can give the somewhat originality from your finding as a case study. Right. One can use the education sector or something. Then selecting a particular work category for your study could be an added thing. Then the airline, hospitality sector. Now it is very sensitive to Sri Lankan economy, it's hospitality. Tourism. These are already presented models can be tested. In a newly identified historic category sector in the country. That gives a more empirical contribution to the research. Not theoretical contribution, but more empirical contribution. In a research project, more empirical contribution should be given. Practical contribution. Not a big theoretical contribution. That should be done in doctoral level, not PhD level. Even now, even big journals try to expect from authors the social contribution of the research. It is inevitable. They should write that part also. Not only the theoretical contribution. Big journals expect. Then there is more chance to accept your paper to that journal. Right. Then last one in the list under content theories is McClelland's three needs theory. The diagram looks like it's a set diagram. Set diagram. In three circles, the three needs have been presented. No. First need is achievement need. It's a factor we noted about under the actualization level. Then affiliation need, another factor we identified under the social needs. But power need was not considered by us. It's a new factor considered by this theory, but it is also considered at the societal level. Power need is a societal level or a psychological need. One way it's a social need. Another way, power need would be a psychological need. Power. But there are two main sources to gain power. One is formal power, or the institutional power, positional power. That's the formal power. The power holder can use the position to gain that power, legitimate power, formal power. But mostly successful influencers try to use the personal power. That depends on the person's qualities, personality, and the abilities, and how he or she tries to engage others in the decision-making process as a great leader. That comes externally from followers. This box asks a question from us. What is that? Which needs makes the best manager? What's your answer? Looking at the diagram, how you can answer that question? What need makes the best manager, best leader? But it is asking actually. When you look at the diagram, what it is asking. I think best manager position can be considered with this intersection, no? Intersection. That's the best management position. The intersection of the diagram. Right. Then you have to say a successful manager, successful leader tries to achieve these three needs in a balanced way, with an equilibrium. Right. How to elaborate that? Assume that a leader has a weak power, maybe through the position or with the personal appearance, has a weak power. But when the leader uses that power mistakenly, what would happen? It will it will decrease the affiliation need of the leader. Others would not consider the data as a best data, human-oriented data. Right. Therefore, the intersection point is the best position of the effective leadership, effective management. Right. Then another way, leader may be having a personal achievement need, but he or she should be able to enhance the activities for the entire team, no? Team or the organization, but for him or her only. Right. Therefore, the best leader position or best manager position can be identified with the intersection point. These points say only this place presents the achievement of the affiliation need only. Here, achievement need only. Here, power need only, not others. If we consider this, power and affiliation only. Here, these two. Therefore, intersection point is the best. Set knowledge, set diagram knowledge. Then here we will have a break. Otherwise, things would be very boring to you. You go to the process theories. Here we will have a break. Coming back, we will continue from that. How long we should have a break? 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, online members also can have your virtual break from there for about 15 to 20 minutes. Coming back, we will continue. To finish the handout, then to have the quiz. Then if time further, we will do a case study. තරුණිය ඔය එකේ එක ප්‍රශ්නයක් මොනවාරි මාර්ක් කරලා ඇතුළේ තිබ්බද? ඔය එකේ එක ස්ක්‍රිප්ට් එක අර එක ප්‍රශ්නය හතේ ප්‍රශ්නය හැදුවද? ඔව් මේ ළඟදී අර දුන්නේ මේ ආපුවා පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න එක තියෙනවලු පොඩ්ඩක් හතේ ප්‍රශ්නේ දාන්න. එක ස්ක්‍රිප්ට් එක තියෙනවා මට මේ අර ඒගොල්ලෝ දුන්න මැසේජ් එක. නයිස් ආපුවා මම තියාගන්න බෑ මුදල පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න කරේ.
Hello. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
මේ කාටද නෑ මම අදදී ජොයින් උනේ දෙසැම්බර් මැද වගේ. ඒක ඔස්සේ ඔෆිස් එකේ වැඩත් එක පොඩ්ඩක් මේ ඉතින් රික්වෙස්ට් පොඩ්ඩක් ඉස්සනවා. ඒක ඉෂුව එකක් ඒක ගන්න. නෑ වැඩ ඒකට ඉස්සරහට එනවනේ. ඔව් ඒකට නම් මම මේ ඔෆිස් එකෙන් මේ එකක් ගන්න කියන අපේ දැන් ඊනොත් මම කාන්දර දෙකයි ඒක විදිහට ඉතින් මම ඉස්සනවා කොට බජට් එකයි කියන්නේ මේ ඉතින් අර පැටික වලදී වෙනසෙත් වලද විනාශය තියෙනවා. ඉතින් අපේකට ඉස්සරහට එන්න පුළුවන්. ඔව් කියන්නේ එන්න පුළුවන්. සමහර දවස් පස්සෙදි තමයි නෑ මේකේ මේ ඉස්සෙකේ ටීම් අසයින්මන්ට් එක ගියා බරදාලා කියන්නේ. ඔය එන කියන්නේ ප්‍රශ්න කීයකට එක්සැම්පල් ඇටෙන්ඩින් ප්‍රශ්නක් නේ. නෑ ඒක නම් ඔෆිස් එකේ නාන්න බෑ. කියන්නේ මේ ඔෆිස් එක පොඩ්ඩක් එස්ටෙන් එකේ කරා
Hello, sir. Hello. Hello, sir.
I kept the science sheet, right? Yes. Continue, right? To finish the handout. The second types of motivation theories. First theories are also right. Any questions? You understood their presented suggestions. Theory. Here, rules expectancy theory, that is the basis for this set, expectancy. Then Porter-Lawler theory, equity theory, that is also happening in the societal and organizational levels. Equity theory, right? Frequently. Then goal setting theory. The appearance of last one is similar to the third one, but there are differences in the two. Let's note them also. Yeah, expectancy theory was presented by Victor Room. Victor Room. That's why they are mentioned as rooms. Rooms are double OM. Rooms expectancy theory. Victor Room. Yeah, the term expectancy is in the theory also in an arrow. That means expectancy means our belief or feeling to make an effort. That means to motivate and to for targeting a level of predicted level of performance. Performance is mentioned here as the first order outcomes, so first level outcomes, but it is also neutral, no? To show the good performance and bad performance. Here, bad performance is considered as tardiness. Tardiness is the lethargic behavior of the work. Right? And that is considered as Buddhism. Base behavior. There is a negative behavior to underperform. Right. But others are positive, no? Performance, creativity, reliability. Then there are many positive aspects of performance. But the combination between the effort and performance, so first order outcomes are considered with that error, first error, expectancy. That's the name of this theory, process theory. Right. Then we all try to make an effort to achieve a level of performance. Right. But it is practically instrumental with the second relationship in this model. Second relationship is the relationship between the performance given to the organization and the rewards. Two types of rewards obtained by the worker from the organization. The rewards are considered in the second order outcomes. But this theory is very rational as a theory. Therefore, it first identifies the relationship between the motivation and the performance. Then later it identifies the actual relationship between the performance and the reward. But that's the argument against this theory as well. Therefore, this is more rational as a theory, but less practical as a theory. Because practically, a worker, even all of us, try to first consider the performance and the reward combination. Right. As human beings, we try to consider a task or a level of performance, knowing or trying to know what are the benefits available for us in that effort. But theory covers that in the latter part of the theory, diagram. First, it says we try to make an effort targeting the level of performance. But I don't think such people are there, individuals are there, workers are there. But they try to see what are the benefits available to them. After that, they try to change the effort level to perform. Right. Therefore, practically, we have to start from the second arrow of this model. Instrumentality. Instrumentality means causing. The given performance may be dependent upon the knowing reward level by the way. behavior වෙනස් කරන්න මොනවද ලැබෙන්නේ කියනකොට. දෙවි කෙනෙක්වත් ඒ වැඩි. මම කිරියල ගන්න කිරියෝන ඒ benefit එක බලලා තමයි action එක යන්නේ. Right. Suppose that happens mostly in the practical world, in the job environment as well as in the societal environment. But as a theory, we have to accept this because this is the way Rome has presented this theory, relationships in the modern. Right. Therefore, you should know the what is called connections of these variables to understand the actual nature of our motivation process. I explain the actual nature in the reverse way. In the reverse way to the model presentation in this theory chapter. Therefore, in the last box, we have to identify the two types of promotion, rewards. But there is another negative one, demotion. A demotion is possible to the low performance behavior. For the good performance, all positive benefits should be given. Benefits should be given positively, increasingly. If no performance or no value to the organization, then those workers may be first demoted. If no value, then they may be fired. No? They can't live there. Right. Right. That's the meaning of the instrumental. Second arrow, no? Forcing. First one may goes to the second one. First one is the performance. Second one is the reward. There's a causal relationship between the performance and the reward. But practically, that relationship should be identified at the beginning. After that, we have to identify the expectancy of the worker. Mentioned there. So expectancy means knowing the level of reward they may enjoy. The workers try to make an effort in the job to perform. That's how we define motivation. No? First, organization should be able to provide those things. No? After that, they should expect their performance from workers. That's how we define motivation. Right, anyhow, as this is the pioneer process theory of motivation. Subject to that comment, weakness. That weakness might be addressed by Porter and Lawler in presenting their model here. Therefore, they have proposed that a rational worker tries to identify the value of reward first. Not only that, they try to whether they are benefited from the management or organization, right, to match with their effort, to match with the effort reward combination. In other terms, it says that the second box, the box below, mentioned as perceived effort reward probability. There, we worker try to evaluate that whether is there a chance me to get the benefits in a reasonable way for the effort I make. Right. Then those two requirements are considered at the beginning of this model by Porter and Lawler. But overall, we consider whether I would get benefits. After that, the worker tries to realize whether is there a chance to get the benefits to match with my effort. After that only, the worker tries to make the actual effort in the job. But performance is not only a result of effort. There are two other determinants of our performance. Therefore, this can be considered with the performance formula. We can have a formula of our performance. What's the formula? performance equal function F mark, that is performance is a function of, within bracket we can identify these, we can mention 3 elements. First one, to perform we need to have abilities. Then multiplication mark, not summation, multiplication. Then motivation. Again multiplication. Then third element is what? Actual role, perception, etc. can be identified with the opportunities. Those are the 3 variables determining our performance in a job or in a task. Therefore, you can have that formula with showing those boxes and their connections. Performance is a function of performance P capital. That means it's a function of means you have to put the equal mark. Performance equal then F, maybe italics for performance equal F. In equal you are getting these formulas or in mathematics. Then within bracket. First one, abilities. Oh, A capital. Then you can put a dot to multiplication mark. Dot multiplication. Oh, cross 1. Then motivation. Our lesson today. Whether motivation can be effort, no? Effort is the word given for motivation. We want to give a willingness to make an effort. The occasion and motivation. Again, M can abilities A capital, motivation M capital. Then cross. Dot cross opportunities. O again. Then close the bracket. That finishes the formula. In any level, I think these 3 are required. In the situational model also, we considered these 3. I explained after when I was doing basic line chart situational model. The workers' readiness level was identified with these similar 3 variables. Their abilities, willingness or motivation, and confidence for the opportunity. Right. Willingness and confidence opportunity. Right. Individual, group, organizational, national, global, monarch. They will like perform but motivation is more powerful than the other. And if they got ready for motivation. They can have your part grant, we can have a grant when I had the Madatin and the Hakia of the Mandana, no current within. So takes a unless having motivation to do that, you need not to start doing this. Sit there and even sleep. Oh, do nothing. Because you can't do that in an expected way otherwise. Right? Think of whether you are also doing this. Right? Then bargaining at the kind of you have to wait there. They have bargaining there and they can get the body their car. But kind of that. Yeah. No motivation to have a big bag. Okay, how to run it? I don't know what. It's okay. Right. I explained the most powerful one among 3 variables determining the performance is what? Motivation. Effort. Otherwise, you may refrain from that, no, for a time being. Whenever your mind says that, then do it. You can do that. So, but I can do it. Right. Right, then to match with the given performance by the worker, then he or she will get the both types of rewards, no? Explicit and implicit. Right. Then, does that link to the actual satisfaction? No. There's another book about it. It is the evaluation or feedback. Then here, at the end, the worker tries to evaluate whether the management of the organization treated him or her fairly, equitably. Right. As mentioned there at the beginning. Right. After that only, with that evaluation of feedback, workers' actual satisfaction happens. Right. That is common, no, to all of us, no? Even we try to evaluate whether I got that result reasonable to match with my effort. But we can't reverse that result, but we will try to present our behavior. Right? Change our behavior accordingly. Right. Change our behavior means our satisfaction can be presented in a different way. Right. Right. Therefore, these arrows can be considered as feedback arrows. Feedback. There are two arrows now moving back. The heads are moving back from right to left. In above and below, no? You see two types of arrows. Those can be actually presented in dot lines, dot arrows, not as straight lines. Those are the feedback or evaluation points by the worker. Right. Right. This is another feedback. No, here the worker tries to consider with actually this is not the perceived effort reward probability, perceived effort performance probability. Because this arrow goes to the performance box, not to the reward one. Reward one is considered here in the last week with this one. With this one, no? Perceived equity reward. With that, this feedback happens. With that, the upper dot line works. Right. This is another feedback point, no? But this is similar to the expectancy loop, no? Loop in the first loop of the expectancy theory, no? Therefore, it is accepted by Porter and Lowell. Because that said that a worker tries to make an effort, try to see the belief means the belief arrow mentioned that the workers evaluation of the effort and the performance. The similar thing is mentioned here, no? Perceived effort and performance probability. Therefore, you have to change this one, no? Not effort, reward, performance. Reward combination is seen with this arrow. Performance, reward. With that actual satisfaction of the worker happens. He considers whether I have been treated by the management with two types of rewards to match the given performance. But before that, the worker should know whether I can achieve that performance, the target performance, through my effort and other two variables mentioned in the formula. But everything can be well decided upon the value, knowing what kind of values are there, benefits are there. ඔක තමයි ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ඔලුවට මොනවාගේ මේක මම කරන්නේ මොනවද මට තියෙන ප්‍රයෝජන මොකද බලන්නේ ඒ මූල්‍ය වෙන්න පුළුවන් මූල්‍ය නැවණේව වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් ඊට පස්සේ තමයි බලන්නේ මෙච්චර මට benefits තියෙනවා මට එනම් මගේ මේ හැකියාව මේක ටාගට් එකට යන්න පුළුවන් කියලා බලන්න දෙවලු ඊට පස්සේ බලන්න ටාගට් එක දුන්නාට පස්සේ මේ කොහොම කරාට පස්සේ මට හම්බෙච්ච රිවෝඩ් සාධාරණයි නේ ඒක තමයි මානසික බලන්නේ actual satisfaction therefore you can have numbers to indicate these boxes order of the boxes then where should have the number 1 here no value of rewards that box is the number 1 this is number 2 perceived equity reward probability is number 2 then this is number 3 no doubt that no effort for motivation is number 3 but this is not number 4 performance there are 2 others then we may consider abilities and traits traits mean personality ability means physiological and psychological capacity number 3 then opportunities or role perception number 4 5 5 part then 6 is performance number 6 is performance right then 7 has a two types we will take 7a as 7 simple a as extrinsic rewards then 7 simple b as intrinsic rewards these are 2 types of rewards right then is this number 9 no number is this number 8 no this is number 8 no the evaluation box perceived equity rewards is number 8 the last one is the number 9 satisfaction that's the actual satisfaction right that's the full way of understanding this model is very practical and very complete. But without expectancy theory, this would not arise. There's an evolution of these theories over time. Right then, this is what I mentioned. The model predicts or guides that satisfaction is determined by the perceived equity of extrinsic and intrinsic reward for the given, not high level, for the given performance. High na high. low na low dila I expect කරන්න බෑ එහෙම සාධාරණ නෑ නේ අඩුවෙන් perform කරලා වැඩියෙන් එහෙම අපේ වෙන්නේ නේ කරන එක නා කරනවා අනිත් අය ඒ ගන්න ඉල්ලන එහෙම බෑ right should be justifiable reasonable from the worker side tools. Right then have these upper and lowest lines as feedback feedback or evaluation points no such feedback in the previous model and other models also only quarter and loader model shows them therefore our satisfaction is a very complex thing before that motivation happens. The motivation satisfaction place yeah isn't that you consider both as the same one no earlier motivation satisfaction දෙක එකයි කියලා හිතුවේ සමහර වෙලාවට හිතන්නේ මම කතා කරන අය හිතන්නේ සාමාන්‍ය පිස්සුනේ නමුත් theoretically these are two different things motivation is the first part then after that performance then rewards then satisfaction. That's the role of process theories of motivation. They explain the actual dynamic nature of our motivation process and the behavior. Therefore, this diagram is very important. Understand this one. Right. Then we here ended with the equity. Equity term now. That's the one considered by the list theory. equity theory. It is named as also as equity theory, no? Equity. Right. Equity happens with a comparison. No? We try to compare, but make sure that comparability is there. You have to compare your input and output ratio. Input means effort or performance. Output means your reward ratio with another similar one. Right. But with another one, dissimilar one. Undergrad level එකේ ඒවා මාස්ටර් එකත් එක්ක බෑනේ. Undergrad පිළිබඳ එකත් accounting හරි management වෙන්න ඕනේ. Science එක බෑනේ compare. Two different things. ඊළඟ production work කෙනෙක් බලන්න තව production work කෙනෙක්. හැබැයි industry කෙනෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, ආයතනය වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Those are all market norms. Market norms. Comparative norms. Manager කෙනෙක් marketing manager නැත්නම් line manager කෙනෙක් තව line manager කෙනෙක් තමයි compare කරන්නේ. Senior manager කෙනෙක් එක බෑ. It's a different level. Yeah, right. It is mentioned here. Lastly, people become demotivated, then reduce inputs and now seek change improvements whenever they feel their inputs are not being fairly rewarded. This fairness is based on perceived market norms. Perceived market norms can compare. They try to compare. Right. Then market norms කරන්නේ ළමයෙකුණා දෙයක්. අම්මාගේ තාත්තාගේ දුවලා ඉස්සරහ දෙන්නෙක් ඉන්නකේ මොනවාද දුන්නත් එම චොක්ලට්ස් හරි දෙන්න බලනවා. කාටද වැඩියෙන් දුන්නේ. Then equity theory happens. There also. ගානකොටත් එමයනේ සමානව ගන්න ඕනේ. දෙන්නටම කොටේ දෙකක් ගන්න. එක්කෙනෙකුට දෙකක් ගන්න අරගෙන දෙකක් ගියොත් හරි අප්සෙට් වෙනවා. මට දෙකක් ගෙවුවා. හැබැයි ඒක කියන්න ඕන ඔයාලට දෙකක් ගෙවුවා මේකින්ද කියලා හරියට ජස්ටිෆයි කරන්න. Right. That's how from the childhood now it happens. Equity theory. Have a relationship එකේදී ඔක බලන්න compare කරන්න. Husband wife නේද? Brother sister අම්මා තාත්තා උනත් නේ. ඔක බලන්න. ආයතන උනත් එහෙම. ඊළඟ your family may compare the neighbor family. Right. Then compare the competitors act. They compare. It's the competitors. So that is not bad, no? It should happen. Then it gives learning. Right. It helps doing the strategies also. Right. But මම අන්තිමට කිව්වේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්වේ අන්තිමට තියෙන එක. Right. ඒ කියන්නේ equity කියන්නේ ඒක. theory එකක් කියන්නේ ඒකයි. නමුත් equity වරුනේ කලින් එකේ අන්තිමේ. Right. Then this diagram looks like a balance, no? Balance with ආදියක් වගේ. lower එකක් කියන්නේ chartered accountants කරලා තමයි symbol නේ. CS එකක් කරලා balance එකක්. Right. ඒ කියන්නේ equity නේ. The accountants are always to just deal with the justice, ensure the justice in financial reporting. Right. ඒ වගේ. විතරක් තේමයිනේ. The worker should realize the equity or the justice in between inputs and outputs. What are the inputs? Inputs over elements considered under performance and motivation. Motivation and other behavioral aspects also presented by the effort, then other patience, tolerance, commitment, reliability, quality of work, effort and motivation, then time, loyalty, ability, ඔක්කොම input කියන භාෂාවෙන් scale එකට. All in the input should be matchable with the outputs by the management or the organization. In outputs, all rewards, two types of rewards should be taken, such as the pay, bonus, perks, benefits, and perks can be benefits like other security, recognition, interest, development, that means career development. Interest can reputation, praise, responsibility, enjoyment, fun, all should be given as rewards. Sanitary facilities, right? Then all can be taken to the output basket. But as per the theory, both should come to the same level. Assume that outputs are going down, outputs are heavier than inputs, that also lead to inequity. Because addressing the question, no? if a worker is overtreated by manager with a discrimination or with micromanaging, addressing the question, he has been or she has been overtreated by the management compared to us. Therefore, theory says that always try to maintain the balance between inputs and outputs. Then only the equilibrium happens. Right. Therefore, this is also very philosophical. Therefore, managers should know that all workers are trying to compare the input and output ratios with another comparable value. Therefore, all human resource decisions, especially in compensation decisions, should be made in a impartial way, in a fair way. Right. Otherwise, workers will treat negatively. Even other workers will treat negatively. Sometimes all these can go up to the labor strike level, labor union level. Sometimes workers may leave, no? If they no solution for the iniquity frustration, they may leave one day. Definitely, they will reduce the performance. Even they will tell the same story to others also. Then others will also try to reduce their performance. Then it will affect the recruitment of people, no? Because if the outsiders know that there is no what is called equitable treatment, then they will not apply. Right. Then likewise, we can consider other two theories also. No, one more, no? This is the third one. Last one is goal setting theory. Then appearance is very similar to the appearance of Porter-Lunar theory. But there are limitations here. Because this is about job-related goals only. That's the third box we identified in the motivation process. Therefore, this forgetting the need, human need consideration in motivation. Right. Therefore, this theory starts by considering only goals. Right. But the advantage of this theory is to know what are the characteristics of good goals, effective goals. He says that goals should be specific, goals should be measurable, they should be challenging, somewhat challenging. Then only workers try to committed. Workers will be committed to achieve the goals. Committed means that they motivate to achieve the goals. Right. Then similar other relations mentioned in the Porter-Lunar theory can be seen here. No, we can have numbers here. There are more numbers, no? Right. Goal difficulty or challenging nature of goal may be one. Goal specificity, specific goals, clear goals would be number two. Then goal directed effort, that means the motivation. In this theory, third box indicates the motivation of the work. That is called workers' goal directed behavior or goal directed effort. That is number three, right? Then we will take goal acceptance as number 4, goal commitment as number 5. Then we have to consider the other two boxes also. No, this is number 6. Organizational support may be a part of opportunity. Number 7. Then number 8 is the performance. 8 is the performance. After 4, 7, finally come. Right here, number 9, 9A extrinsic reward, 9B intrinsic reward. Both rewards should be given. Then simply, the theory says that whenever managers try to give the returns, then workers' satisfaction, actual satisfaction realized. There is number 10 no either. 10, no? 11. There are 11 boxes. 10, because reward queue can be in one number, no? One number. As A and B. 10th one is the satisfaction. But problem is, here no need consideration. Everything is started with the goal consideration, your goals. But therefore, theory forgets workers as human beings. Because they have, managers should know they are individuals, no? Having family life also, not only the work life. That is missing. Then no feedback, evaluation points mentioned in the previous one, portal. That is another limitation. But what are the strengths of this theory? This can be used to understand the key characters that the manager should include in job-related goals of work. Characteristics or features. Right. Other than that, no new knowledge arising from this. Right. Then all theories of motivation models discussions are over. But since satisfaction appeared as a keyword, here we can identify some levels of analysis, levels of job satisfaction factors. We have to do small corrections. Right. This is okay. First one is okay. In any consideration, we have to first consider individual level factors. It is applied for the job satisfaction also. What are the key individual level factors determining the workers' job satisfaction? Mostly they are demographical variables and other psychological variables. Demographic, including personality. Because when these are changing, sometimes the reward factors also should be changed. Right, based on the education. Male, female, design then individual factors. But we are considering here the factors determining their satisfaction, not the rewards. Right. Then the ambitions වෙනස් වෙනවා male බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන දේවල් female බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන වෙනස් වෙනවා personal. ඊළඟ ඔබ ඉගෙන ගත්තා මේ satisfaction වෙනස් හිතන විදිහේ. වැඩිම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. Right. Then next one can be considered as group factors, not social group factors. Right. Then the relationship in the group norms, interaction, informal organization, not the formal one. Informal relations, which are also expected. But all these may satisfy what factors in the hierarchy. Social factors. Social factors. Then this is organizational factors. For the time being, you can consider social, cultural. They may go to the last one, environment. Right. Therefore, you can delete them. Organizational factors are here. You can continue. Then third factors are, first two are individual group name. Third are organization factors. It covers many variables, no? Like organization's nature, size, formal structure, HR policies, procedures, employee relations, nature of work given, technology use, supervisor leadership style, management systems, work conditions, all come under organizational factors. Therefore, minimum. Right. Last one, we have to consider environmental factors also, no? Consist of global factors, economic factors, or before that, technology, global factors, technological factors, economic factors. Then the deleted ones can be taken here as socio-cultural factors. You can society values norms. European either Asians Americans Africans Asians South Asian country, East Asian, right? China, Mongolian, no, Middle East, then economic conditions and the cost of living practically having work dissatisfied. And you stress given. Doctors say, I don't now it's not like we can't recover that economy before COVID. The government should set policies to actually to move it back. Go back. Right. Then political legal. Yeah, that's what I said now. The governments all come under political legal environment factors. Government rules, regulations, policies, all can be considered with this one. Political legal. Last one, the most dominant one, natural forces. How it affects our satisfaction. The weather, climate, hazards, energy, work me, Sampatirana bidder, Middle East or Sali Upatin. Now we can't say they are living happily. We can't say so. Economically, they are good. Right, that's how the 4 levels of analysis should be used, not only to analyze the job satisfaction, but in all management analysis, organization analysis, these are the 4 levels. Individual level, that's the micro level. Then group level, that is called meso level. Then organizational level, that is part of macro. Then environment. Right, that's the end. Then quickly we will have the quiz with the available members. Then you can simply identify the learning coefficient. It's a big lesson.